New PlayStation games are getting announced all the time, expanding our list of upcoming PS5 games for 2025 every week. Here, we've listed the biggest games confirmed to launch in 2025, and also a few titles that we expect to see somewhere in this new year. This list is focused on listing all of the major new PS5 games coming throughout 2025. Wuthering Waves, releasing on 2nd January 2025. Even in the crowded free-to-play gacha game market, Wuthering Waves managed to stand out and make a name for itself thanks to a compelling and intense action RPG combat system. Now it's coming to PS5 as one of the first games of 2025, so you'll be able to see what you've been missing out on. Freedom Wars Remastered, coming on January 10, 2025. To our surprise, Freedom Wars Remastered for PS5 and PS4 has been announced, bringing back one of the best PS Vita multiplayer games ever released. Team up with friends online to take down beasts in a weird, futuristic take on the Monster Hunter formula. Dynasty Wars Origins, releasing on January 17, 2025. The peerless and somewhat divisive gameplay of the Dynasty Warriors franchise returns with this new PS5 entry. Designed as an entry point for new fans, Dynasty Warriors Origins stars a nameless hero in the midst of the Three Kingdoms era of Chinese history. You'll mount down thousands of enemies and get plenty of story in this one, and it certainly seems to have a bit of a spark about it. Synduality Echo of Ada, releasing on January 23, 2025. Even this close to Synduality's release, the PS5 game feels like an enigma. Playing as a drifter, you're tasked with roaming a post-apocalyptic Earth, fighting off monsters, and teaming up with some AI buddies known as Magus. Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles, releasing on January 23, 2025. It seems someone's tapped my phone because they've actually gone and announced a Star Wars Jedi Power Battles PS5 and PS4 release date. This frankly brutal arcade action game might not play particularly great by today's standards, but it's still an enjoyable game to play in two-player local co-op, and I'm excited to unlock trophies while playing. Tales of Iron 2 Whiskers of Winter, releasing on January 28, 2025. Building on the game's success on PS Plus in 2023, it's great to see Tales of Iron getting a full sequel later in 2025. The game features the voice of The Witcher's Geralt of Rivia and will see a return of the tough action gameplay of the original. This time, there will also be a day or night cycle, monster hunting, and improved base building, so look out for those. Sniper Elite Resistance, releasing on January 30th, 2025. The next Sniper Elite game will actually be a standalone story that runs parallel to the events of Sniper Elite 5, putting you in the shoes of Harry Hawker rather than Carl Fairburn. Phantom Brave The Lost Hero, releasing on January 30th, 2025. From the developers of the Disgaea franchise comes the delightful Phantom Brave The Lost Hero. In this game, you play as Marona, a girl who can communicate with phantoms and command them in battle. Using this, you'll use your phantom friends to possess items on the battlefield to overcome all opposition. The folks who make Disgaea love games full of big numbers, so expect some deep RPG combat here. Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector, releasing on January 31st, 2025. After dazzling PS5 players with the first Citizen Sleeper in 2023, we're already set to get a sequel in early 2025. Playing as a corporation-owned android, this time we'll be starting the adventure on the run, and we'll need to use our wits, trustworthy contacts, and plain luck to make our way through the galaxy. It sounds like another great adventure. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, releasing on February 4, 2025. You should have seen True Trophy's editor Kez the moment that Kingdom Come 2 announcement made itself known. The man's been singing the praises of the first game for years at this point, and now, finally, we're getting the big sequel. The game continues the story of Henry, who, depending on your choices, might still be an illiterate pauper who can barely hold a sword. Kez can't wait to see how this one shapes up. Civilization 7, releasing on February 11th, 2025. This time around, Sid Meier's classic strategy series will mix things up in Civilization 7 by letting you mix and match your leader and civilizations. This will put a bit more emphasis on what happens after each game, with traits that carry over from match to match. Otherwise, expect the same high-quality Civ experience you know and love. Assassin's Creed Creed Shadows, releasing on February 14, 2025. Assassin's Creed Shadows has been revealed for PS5, ditching the old name Assassin's Creed Red for something a little stealthier. The game will take place in feudal Japan and star two protagonists, the shinobi Naoi and the samurai Yasuke. Expect some changes to the AC formula for this one, but also don't expect it to stray too far from the foundations carried forward by Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Lost Records Bloom and Rage, releasing on February 18, 2025, Tape 1, and March 18, 2025, Tape 2. This adventure from the studio that brought you Life is Strange has an intriguing Stephen King vibe and some stunning visual polish, just what we like to see in our new PS5 games. The game will be split across two tapes, with Tape 1 launching in February 2025 and the second tape launching a month later. Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii, releasing on February 21st, 2025. Following on from the tremendous Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, the next spin-off for the beloved Sega series stars fan-favorite Goro Mad Dog Majima as he becomes a pirate off the coast of Hawaii. The premise sounds pitch perfect, and if you prefer the old Yakuza combat to the JRPG gameplay, then you'll want to know how Majima mixes things up in this next PS5 game. Monster Hunter Wilds, releasing on February 28, 2025. If the latest Monster Hunter Wilds PS5 trailer is anything to go by, we can expect this to be one of the biggest entries in the franchise to date. Building on the strong foundation of Monster Hunter World, this latest game will feature a seamless world and crossplay so you can team up with players regardless of console. Split Fiction, releasing on March 6, 2025. The studio that brought you It Takes Two returns with a brand new multiplayer story to take part in. In Split Fiction, you play as two authors who find their stories brought to life by a sinister corporation. One writes sci-fi and the other writes fantasy, and each level will hop between the two genres as the writers work together to rescue themselves and their work. It looks like a great creative adventure. 2 Point Museum, releasing on March 6, 2025. 2 Point Museum follows up the great efforts of 2 Point Hospital and 2 Point Campus with a whole new administrative setting that's just waiting to go bankrupt. Create exhibitions, dazzle various types of guests, and try to bring in as many donations as possible. Here's hoping it continues the series' high standards on PS5. Suikoden 1 and 2 HD Remaster, Gate Rune and Dunon Unification Wars, releasing on March 6, 2025. These legendary JRPG games look set to return in an upgraded 2D HD style, and it's a miracle we've even waited patiently for this long. This series deserves as much exposure as it can get, so keep an eye on this collection. Atomfall, releasing on March 27, 2025. Judging by Atomfall's PS5 gameplay, the title basically looks like the UK version of the beloved RPG series Fallout. Set in post-nuclear disaster England, you explore and unravel a dark mystery involving cults and robots and all sorts of wild characters. There's a lot of creative action on show here too, so we're very intrigued by this one. Hitman World of Assassination PSVR 2, releasing on March 27, 2025. The absurdly complex and thrilling levels of Hitman 1, 2, and 3 are all coming to PSVR 2. Initially penciled in for December 2024, this assassination simulator will finally get its launch in March 2025. Killing Floor 3. With each game in the series steadily getting better and more gory, hopes are very high that Killing Floor 3 will deliver the ultimate bloodfest that multiplayer shooting fans have been dreaming of. Explosive arrows, brutal monsters, people getting torn in half. It really sounds like it's got it all. Revenge of the Savage Planet, releasing on May 2025. One of our favorite survival FPS games from the last few years is getting a sequel with an expanded set of worlds and split-screen co-op multiplayer. Now, I don't know about you, but I know I'm looking forward to dying a fruitless death with a friend when Revenge of the Savage Planet launches in 2025. Now, these are all the upcoming PS5 games earmarked for release in 2025 that haven't been given an official release date. These include Arknights, Enfield, Baby Steps, Borderlands 4, Chernobylite 2 Exclusion Zone, Cities Skyline 2, Claire Obscure Expedition 33, Death End Request Code Z, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, Demon School, Directive 8020, a Dark Pictures game, Doom The Dark Ages, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake, Dying Light the Beast, Elden Ring Night Rain, Evil vs. Evil, FBC Firebreak, Flowtopia, Ghost of Yote, Grand Theft Auto 6, Hollow Knight, Silksong, Inazuma 11 Victory Road, and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.